Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So a quick message before today's video. With the NBA offseason really kicking off here on my second channel for a long time now, I've wanted to cover NBA rumors, news, and different events going around the NBA. So yes, we are doing that today, kicking things off with the idea of the Houston Rockets being interested in trading for the big man from the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid. So before we get going on this video, if you guys don't mind dropping that like, of course, subscribing if you are new to the channel. It really does help out a lot, especially with a new series like this, man. So yes, Joel Embiid, Houston Rockets. To me, the first thing I see is, well, they are clearly not doing the small ball anymore. But then again, when I even see that rumor, I'm like, who's actually interested in Joel Embiid on the Houston Rockets? Because currently, at the making of this video, they don't have a GM and they don't have a head coach. So it's like Chris Clemens or like Eric Gordon interested. The chances are one of those guys would probably be traded away. But yeah, so last NBA season, the Rockets were eliminated, 4-1 in the second round to the Los Angeles Lakers. Definitely were missing a big guy at times, a guy like a Clint Capella. And of course, they had Isaiah Hartenstein on the team, but D'Antoni didn't give him a minute of playing time at all, which was kind of a waste because he's actually a pretty solid, young player out there and whatnot. But no, Joel Embiid definitely switches things up for how the Houston Rockets are going to run things. And I think that's actually would be a nice just change of pace for James Harden and his career. We all know when he first started playing back in the day, it was with Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and Serge Ibaka on the OKC Thunder. He was a totally different player back then. But now, over recent years, he's always played like a really good point guard, kind of like a ball dominant point guard, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. It would just be different to see a different type of skill set out there from a superstar like Joel Embiid. So that could be a little interesting. Although I thought those two had some sort of like beef in the past, to have that be via social media, or they got some sort of like fight on the court, or a war of words or something like that. Although Joel Embiid literally does fight with everybody on the basketball court, so it kind of makes sense to me, right, man? I feel like in the end of the day, when these guys are on the court together, in one unit, they would be completely fine, right? But also, I look at the Philadelphia 76ers side of things, and they just recently hired Doc Rivers, who, not gonna lie, man, like, he kind of needs to have some big-time success on the 76ers because he's not really been the greatest coach since winning that championship with the Boston Celtics. He's blown a numerous amount of 3-1 leads. Of course, he couldn't get it done with the Lob City Clippers with, CP3, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan back in the day. Couldn't get it done this previous season with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. He needs some success over on the 76ers, guys. It's going to be crucial for his career. But then you kind of look at it, and if they make this trade, then you are literally like setting this man up for failure, because you would have to assume that Russell Westbrook has to be part of this, right, man? He would have to be a part of this. Like, who else are the Houston Rockets going to trade? Not to mention, you have to account for salaries and all that, but outside of Russell, I mean, you have Eric Gordon, I guess, but he's up there in age, and he's not with Joel Embiid. You have Robert Covington, Daniel House, PJ Tucker. I mean, these are not like blockbuster type of trades or players out there that you throw into trades to get guys like Joel Embiid. Unless you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you trade Kwame Brown for Pau Gasol. Although, hey, they also got Marc Gasol out of it, so that's completely fine, right, man? But no, so I just look at it, and assuming Russell Westbrook is the guy traded over to the Sixers, then you are literally giving Doc Rivers a team of Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook, and I cannot think of a duo that would just completely backfire more than that. I mean, that team with just those two guys literally has the potential to not even make the NBA playoffs. It would be that bad because assuming, it's a straight up trade like that, then you are looking at the Sixers having a starting five next season of, I guess it would be Russell at point guard. The two would be Josh Richardson, which of course, I mean, he averaged like 13 points last season. He was fine, but definitely wasn't as good as his Miami Heat days. You're probably looking at like Tobias Harris at the 3. I guess probably you go with Al Horford at the 4 again. We all know how that worked out for them last season. And then you have, I guess Al Horford would have to go to the 4 spot. No, actually it would have to be Ben Simmons at the 4 spot. And then you're looking at Al Horford at the 5. So at least he's at his traditional position that he played with the Boston Celtics, where he was a better player and everything, right? But even so, like, I just say that starting 5, and I kind of want to throw open my mouth just a little bit right there, man. So yeah, I don't really have any other like trade ideas that would make this work. If you guys do, you all let me know in the comment section below. What route do I think the Houston Rockets should take next season. Do I feel like they should take a chance on Joel Embiid if the opportunity is there? I think hell yes, man. Like I said earlier, like it just gives a different skill set. But from the Philadelphia 76ers standpoint, it just completely does not make sense to me whatsoever, guys. So you all let me know in the comment section below. Hey guys, so a bit of breaking news has just come out since I recorded the audio for this video, and according to Brandon Robinson, the Rockets could be willing to trade a package of Russell Westbrook, Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, and draft picks to acquire Joel Embiid to pair with James Harden. So that is the official trade that is kind of being reviewed right there. In my opinion, man, do I feel like this trade is a good idea? This is actually, wow, this is like the Houston Rockets are giving up quite a bit of depth right here in exchange for Joel Embiid. But still, outside of Russell Westbrook, for the Philadelphia 76ers, who's already a very bad fit alongside Ben Simmons, they are going to get Eric Gordon, who has his own share of injury histories. PJ Tucker's got to be about 50 by now. Of course, the draft picks are going to be nice, but at the same time, you know, if you have a team of James Harden and Joel Embiid, that has got to be good for at least the 4th or 5th seed, at least, man, every single season for the foreseeable future, unless, you know, of course, a guy like Joel Embiid does have some major injuries, but even James Harden can carry a team by themselves. So you look at this new trade package right here. It gives us a good idea, you know, what these teams could do going forward, especially trying to win an NBA championship. In my opinion, the Philadelphia 76ers with this new type of lineup, you are probably looking at a second round exit. I could not really see a team of Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons getting past the second round of the playoffs. And even the first round, you're talking maybe like a 7-game series. It would still be fun to watch. No, I don't even know if it'd be fun to watch. It might be horrible. I don't know, man. It might be absolutely horrible. And then, of course, the side of the Houston Rockets with Joel Embiid and James Harden. With that team, do you guys think that team would be able to get to the Western Conference Finals? It still does not really, like, scream NBA championship to me, just because Joel Embiid does have a history of, you know, injury issues. But on the NBA season, just as a reminder, you know, the man, Joel Embiid, did average about 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. That was in 51 games. He's actually gotten better over the past few seasons because, of course, it wasn't a full NBA season with the NBA shutdown happening. And then looking at the season before, you know, which was more of a, well, he played 64 games that season. He averaged about 28 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists per game. So he's still one of the top big guys in the NBA. It does seem like the health is getting a bit better. He tends to, you know, he is usually due for about 20 games missed. But if he could play in a full 82-game season with James Harden, who, you know, it doesn't matter who Harden plays with. He's always a 30-plus point per game scorer. You know, this previous season, he averaged himself 34 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists per game playing with Russell Westbrook. Season before playing with Chris Paul, he was about 36 points, 8 assists per game. So yeah, he still puts up his numbers no matter what, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, guys. That is the trade that I've seen. Of course, we will kind of stick around to see if anything actually happens or not. Of course, there's rumors of Russell Westbrook going to the New York Knicks and really all sort of different trade possibilities out there, man. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on this because that is the official trade package that I did see going into this. Do you like this idea right here? Is it absolutely atrocious? Thank you all so much for watching, man. Like I said, be sure to hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button for more NBA rumors. Discuss this all in the comment section below. If you were the new owner or GM of the Houston Rockets, would you trade for Joel Embiid? Or are you going to try to find a different piece out there for Russell Westbrook and vice versa for the Philadelphia 76ers? That's all I got, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.